Welcome back to another episode of Artificially Authentic with Nick Latour and Raul Rodriguez. And today we're talking about spreadsheets. Raul, I barely know what a pivot table is. If you asked me to organize a bunch of spreadsheets, a bunch of data, it would take me a long time. And I have to do that. I'm a sales leader. I need to know my customers. I need to have this data. How can AI help us with this type of work? Our industry's full of all these small business owners that need help with this. How can AI help?
So one of the things I keep hearing from people in our industry is that they did not know that you can use AI for spreadsheet editing and management. Like you said, we have a lot of people in our industry who have great people skills, but that doesn't always translate into great spreadsheet skills. And they're terrified of spreadsheets, but you can actually just tell ChatGPT or whichever like what to do with them, and it's really fascinating from medium things to much more advanced. You don't need to go on help and research articles on what to do. Like you can just do them all through ChatGPT with a one or two sentences.
That's brilliant. That is so brilliant. Would you be so kind as to show us some examples of this in real time here on Artificially
Yeah,
Authentic? All right.
let's do it. So here we have open ChatGPT as usual. And I actually asked ChatGPT before this recording to create a data file for me, a test data file for me, where I told him to put a bunch of fake users and some fake data of number of catalogs they created in every month. Now I'm going to ask it to do a few things. I can ask it, for example, to add a graphic. So I can let me upload the file, upload from computer, and I will say for the Excel file above, I want you to create a linear graph of the total per month and do it in a new tab. Analyzing.
Well, it's analyzing. Is there a specific format? And this might be a basic question. Does ChatGPT care if it's in CSV format or in an Excel sheet format? Does that matter?
No, that's a great question. It doesn't seem, as far as I can tell, doesn't seem to care. Like I was first doing CSV files because I thought it'd be easier for it, but then no, like it can totally take an XLSX file, as you can see here. So the format doesn't really seem to matter. And then look here, like it actually showed me the graph and put it into a new file over here. So if you have trouble like um, knowing where to do it, like or how to do it, like you can just do it here with a sentence. But there's some other things that can be a little bit more cumbersome, more manual. Let's look into that because this one's pretty straightforward, right?
Hmm.
So for the same file above, I want you, or for the original file above, want you to create a new version of it. So we're going to do conditional formatting. So I'm going to have the colors change, a new version for it, with conditional formatting. Any of the cells in one of the months, if it's 0 to 5, put it in red. 6 to 10, put it in yellow. And 11 to 20 or more, put it in green. I'm talking about the cell color. Let's see. Analyzing. Okay, let's download it, and then I'm going to open it in 1 second.
That's amazing. I can't tell you how much time I've spent on Excel spreadsheets trying to figure out, different codes or different ways to, analyze the data, adding charts and graphs. Sometimes you got to format it the right way, and it seems like you can just kind of tell ChatGPT how you want it to
Yep.
look, and it will do it.
Look
This
at
is
this.
wild.
It's amazing. Look at the colors.
It's
Uh,
wild.
and it just took like a couple of sentences instead of me trying to figure it out and everything. Now, again, this is there's even more advanced things you can do. You can do pivot tables. We can explore that another way. But one that's very useful to me is cleaning it up, cleaning data up. Right? Like I sometimes I need to do that all the time. Like for example, sometimes I have a list of mailing list, but I want to remove some people, whether people who opted out from somewhere else, people who are current customers. So what do you do in those situations? So for example, this is also I use data that I had created from ChatGPT. So I have my marketing contacts and my current users. So I say, I have two files here. I want you to create a new file, a new CSV file with marketing contacts.csv as its base. And I want you to remove the rows of the emails that match the ones in current that uses .csv. I want you to name the file marketing clean.csv, and I also want you to write here the list of users that you removed. Let's give it some time.
Pretty specific.
Yes. Again, I maybe would have had pivot tables or something like that. It would have taken me a while to remember how to do them and clean it up. Like, it took me a minute.
Whoa.
See? And now I have a new file here, and I can use that. So you don't have to be intimidated by Excel or Google Sheets, right? Like you can do that all through AI. And you can do very complex things. It just sometimes you were like, here's what I want to do. I just don't know how to do it. Just tell that to ChatGPT and it's all gonna be okay. And what we would love is if you guys have any other cases that you would like to see that we can do, we'd be happy to do it. Maybe we'll do like a very advanced pivot table session one day. But to me, this is as a business person helps me out a lot on an everyday basis.
This is unbelievable, Raul, because I know there are some advanced accounting type professionals in our industry, especially with some of the large companies that exist in promo. But the vast majority of promotional products people are single, sort of business owners, like one or two employees total. They're running their own business. They're the marketer, the salesperson, the accountant, right? Little tasks like this can make all the difference. And yeah, to repeat what Raul said, please send us more ideas. What are you having trouble with in your day to day? How can we help you be more efficient, leveraging AI in something like a spreadsheet?
Exactly. One of the most important things to remember is, again, to not be afraid of AI. AI will give you access to some of the tools that were only available for a lot of money, right? Or either tools or people. So now, even if you are a single distributor, right, like you can do all these things that you had never been able to do before in a very short amount of time. So this is why I encourage everybody to embrace it. And we'll be providing more tips and tricks and other things to do in artificially authentic.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. We appreciate you joining. We'll see you next time.